Hello and welcome along to the 10th round of ARL F2. It's the penultimate round here at the Russian Grand Prix at the Sochi Autodrome. Pluto clinched the Drivers' Championship last time out at China in what was a very entertaining couple of races, especially as we had rain mixed into both of them in their respective manners. Well, firstly, this should be an interesting race because the F2 cars combined with the understeer effect and with it being fixed setup, which I understand not a lot of drivers like, should create quite a skill gap if you can't master it, you haven't put it into practice. And of course as well, Charus clinched the team's championship last time out as well. A beautiful ride to the championship by Pluto and Bennett. Communists home race as well. It's home event here in Russia. We'll go on board with him for a bit as he cuts the corner slightly there. I am by myself today, which is bearable. I mean, done it before. We'll do it again. Gogglesaw and Pluto fighting for that top spot, but Communist is, I think he's gone deep, considering, yeah, he shot up into first place and now suddenly is down to 7th. I hang out quickly, it changes through the cameras, but back to Gogglesaw, who leads this qualifying session, and into the final corner he goes. Now brings it right, second of the two right-handers, and crosses the line, and by 600ths of a second takes that pole position. And 4 points to Gogglesaw's tally. VRT Warman 2/10 behind there in third place. Then Bennett. Then it's Vapor JS. Matty Mumu joining his Prema teammate on row 3. Then is Communist, CJ Pants, Utah Elephant. And then FH, Y-Boy Jake, Y-Boy Lewis, Rickson and Aronok on there. Disqualified, but no time from Fruity or Rowdy TJ Boy. So that is how the grid is shaping up for this Russian Grand Prix in F2. Oh! Rain! Oh, wow. And this throws another spanner into the works. We go such a long time. And I'm pretty sure this happens every time. We go such a long time without really any weather. And then it all comes along at once. Back-to-back races with rain involved. And this looks particularly heavy. Should be fun. Wet tyres on, and understandably so. We started on the slick compounds last week, but this time heavy rain, full wet tyres, chaos incoming. So then, obviously, there's not much to mention about the strategy, but certainly the grid is it's an entertaining sort of pack here, as Gogglesaw has Pluto to defend from, Warman as well, who can be very, very dangerous. His experience will at quite a high level now. Obviously, I saw he put on his Twitter the other day, Warman, about his hot lap from 7 months ago. And boy, he's really improved. And well, maybe a day like today, he can show and use what he's learned to great effect. Hello, Sam. Hello, Arthur. Good to see you in the chat. I've got no one else to talk to today, so I'll speak to the lovely chat members. See, I'm too kind. Almost completed this formation lap then, and certainly a series of long laps to come. 14 of them, in fact. That's Pluto struggling. Might be a tactical tyre warm-up, but several disqualifications there as we enter the final sector. But Gogglesaw has made it to the penultimate corner. He has made it to the final corner, and well, what do I say? Other than get your umbrellas out, get the popcorn, and should be quite a race. Anyway, got the final car, Fruity, then Rickson. Is it Rickson? Sorry, it's CJ Pants doing the Nikita Mazepin high tech out on track today, the Russian at Bahrain. But we're here in Russia in the virtual world as the 5 red lights are coming on now. Drivers rev it up. And it's lights out, and away we go after a long wait. We're underway, and Gogglesaw gets away well, but Pluto has got away even better as he takes the lead immediately. Warman and Bennett side by side. Bennett in the slipstream of Gogglesaw, looking to gain a couple of positions off the start. It's 3 wide there in the middle. Oh, and contact as Warman. There's several cars cutting the corner, and that is absolute chaos we're witnessing here as Matty round to the back. Rickson may be involved as well. So certainly a few cars couldn't quite keep up with who it was through the long turn 3. Then certainly hard to keep up what's going on. As Communist there fighting with FH keeps him at bay. White boy Lewis as well trying to get down the inside of the Irishman, and can he get it done there? There's position changes up ahead. Pluto's down to 3rd with Gogglesaw in 2nd, and Bennett has taken the lead. While all that was going on, we've seen a significant swap in positions, and Bennett now has control of this race. Pluto then piling pressure on the back of Gogglesaw. He's actually got a move done, and well, Vapor JS, who ran really wide there, almost had a position as well. Warman gets around the outside of Vapor JS, but gets loose on the throttle. And well, what a lap this has been so far, as I think there's further mistakes out towards the back. Warman, Vapor JS, side by side here. They were gaining on Goggle, but look at Pluto! They've both gone deep, as has Bennett, and well, this is extraordinary stuff on lap 1, as Pluto still contending with Bennett, trying to force his teammate out wide. Will he go for the switchback here? He's just blocked off the apex, and still got another opportunity into the penultimate corner. Not really an overtaking zone at Russia. Vapor JS and Fruity side by side as well, but you just do not want to take your eyes off what is happening. Vapor JS back ahead of Frutico Salam, and Pluto gets quite a poor exit there, and it's Gogglesaw who's now up to 2nd and in the slipstream of Bennett. Let's see what occurs down into turn 1 there. Will they all pick their braking point? Pluto's back up the inside of Gogglesaw. That was millimetres away from contact. Vapor JS has had to take to the bollards. And well, oh, Fruity there. Slow, losing positions. Down to 8th place. Vapor JS fighting Warman. Has to cut the corner slightly. Gets on the sausage curve. Could have gone wrong there if he just oversteered into Warman. Zoom out a bit then. Let's take a look at what's happening for the leaders. Bennett runs wide, and this is Pluto's opportunity to maybe make an overtake into the left. Easy to go wide here as well, as Bennett's just proven. Again running wide there, but this has given Pluto a much better exit, and there is the position change for the lead of the race once more. He's hugging the inside line there, Pluto. Bennett has the inside for the left kink, which leads on into the braking zone. Important to have a straight car here. Bennett took the lead for a moment and had it still there for a second. I was confused what was going on. I was expecting to see him emerge behind Pluto. Oh! Hello, Warman. Pops up into third place. And how many more position changes does this race want to give us? Because it's a race of attrition, despite nobody actually retiring yet. And Pluto is up into the lead. Warman set the fastest lap. We're in the 2-minute 3s. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. And on the run down to turn 2, Pluto back in the slipstream of Bennett. Stays behind, but Warman and Gogglesaw side by side into the second corner. Vapor JS close as well. And FH has a run to go up the inside of one car, maybe two, as Gogglesaw runs slightly wide. He's going to get pinched right to the apex. And into turn 4. Has to concede that effort. And Vapor JS, with a monstrous exit, gets 2 cars in one once more. Pit stops for Y-Boy Lewis, Matty Moo, Y-Boy Jake, Utah Elephant and Rickson have been in as well. FH lifting off the throttle to let Gogglesaw back through after he ran wide there. Fruity can still smell some decent points here. There's one position. Next up is his teammate, Gogglesaw, who defends to the inside. Fruity has the shorter run to the braking zone, however, and this should be very close between the two of them. There was actually contact. Oh, and that was Communist sending it down the inside of FH while he had a great view of that battle. But Fruity and Gogglesaw still side by side here. It's an off-camber left-hander. Gogglesaw puts his car back in front of Fruity, and FH Communist still fighting as well. Gogglesaw with a poor exit though, and through goes Fruticos Alarm. Bennett sets the pace with the 2-minute 2.7 now. 2-minute 2.5 from Fruity. He's now the fastest car on track. Will Pluto go for the overtake this time around? We're on lap 4 of 14. Not quite, but Bennett runs wide there. Seen Pluto capitalise from that sort of situation before, but it seemed he actually gained a fraction of time there. And, well, it is so difficult. 5th gear, hold the throttle. Oh, good run from Pluto. This is finally his opportunity to get past Bennett, but no, he backs off. But Bennett is forced wide there by Pluto's presence. And what an exit by Pluto to finally get that position once more. There's a few separate teammate battles this race, and it's absolutely thrilling to watch. And this time, Bennett has the run. And It doesn't come as a surprise anymore, but these two about to go side by side into where Carlos Sainz had that accident in 2015, and wide goes Bennett. That's not the first time, but he's always still there on the inside, gives as much room to Pluto as possible. It's all friendly fighting this, as most of these drivers get along really well, and back up the inside goes Bennett. There's Warman, who was about 1.5 seconds back, suddenly level with these leaders, side by side between the two Charouse champions, and into the penultimate corner. Bennett holds the outside line, Pluto on the inside for the final turn, and gets his nose in front. Bennett then tucks back into the slipstream, now moves to the right hand side and into the braking zone. Gets ahead once more. Pluto, oh, he's hit the back of him, and well, that required a big save. He's lost the position to Warman. Bit of a racing incident there, but he'll surely fight back from it. But it's now Warman's chance to go for the lead of this race. Bennett runs wide, and this is Warman's opportunity, hugging the outside line. Oof, the opportunity was denied suddenly, but that genius switchback from VRT Warman, but still Bennett up the inside, uses the sausage curb on the inside there. Works a lot better in F2 actually. You can't really get away with doing that on F1, even in F1, even with regular corner cutting. Now Pluto back ahead of Warman, who had the opportunity to go for the lead. This time it's Pluto. Oh, it's almost 3 wide there. Pluto just backing out of it though. Bennett running deep, and Warman! Oh, what a move. If he can hold it. Oh, yes he can. Oh, wow. Bennett runs wide again, and Pluto has the opportunity to switch back, but no, he's parked there on the apex. Pluto remains in third, now fourth, as Fruity is up his inside. Fruity making contact with Bennett's rear right tyre. This is allowing Warman to get those tenths down the roads. And how significant could that be? Because he's looked like one of the quickest drivers on track right now. Timed his battles to perfection. The rain seems to be easing, but whether it will go to a dry period, I'm not sure. That will make things much more exciting than it already is for sure. But look at this three-way battle for P2. Bennett braking there almost on the apex. Oh! Pluto keeps Bennett in shape, and down the inside goes Vapor JS as well. What a camera angle this is as the four file through. Fruity makes an error and yields to Pluto now. FH on Vapor JS. We haven't seen much of him. He was about 8th on lap 1, fighting for the lower end of the points. But well, FH now has sights on the podium positions. Fruity oversteer again. Bennett back up the inside using that sausage curb, his trademark sausage curb in this race. Fruity off the track, and back up into third goes Bennett. And there's Vapor JS and GSR FH side by side once more. Vapor JS with the inside, now turns to the outside, and with a mistake to go with it, FH has that position gained. Oh, White Boy Jake has retired, despite being a lap down. There's a yellow flag in this. Oh, Jesus, my voice is going. My voice is now going. Oh, dear. Yeah, a lap down he was. Nothing's been shown for it. No VSC. Doesn't actually show me there's a yellow flag at all, but Vapor JS side by side again there with FH, but there's a side by side battle for P3 as Fruity back ahead of Bennett, who led this race for a period of time, side by side with Fruity, who's still there on the outside, and he's got a good run out there. Bennett runs wide of the apex himself. This always causes drama when drivers are forced onto that outside part of the track. We saw it in real life F2. FH and Vapor JS, another position trade between that pair, and again, what a race so far. We're only halfway through. I guess this is a good opportunity at the end of this lap. Matty Moo with the fastest lap with a 2-minute .4. We'll be into the 1 minute soon, which, what a moment that is. Might well come from Warman, but he has a 1.1 second advantage over Pluto, and well, it doesn't seem to be increasing. Utah Elephant around there in the start of Sector 2. That's just how far behind these guys are now, due to their various scenarios at the start of the race. Pluto with a 2-minute .099, so we're a tenth away. Make it happen. FH now on Bennett, going for 4th place. He's got the inside into the turn 1 kink. The run down to turn 2 is where the braking zone is, and with the inside line he has, would expect him to keep this one. Squeezes it Bennett to the outside there, doesn't give him a sniff, but he still makes himself known and gets through there. Whether that was legal or not, yeah, he has let him through, so potentially an illegal overtake given by the game. Doesn't mean he's not going to try it into turn 4 though. Through again goes Bennett. FH trading positions with Bennett there as he's gone wide for not the first time, and a crash! No! They've kept it together. The timing of that collision keeps them both on track. And well, that all started from FH going wide, Bennett touching the back of the dams. Yeah, the way the physics works. Yeah, that happened. Vapor JS running wide there, but we've seen drivers hang it still on the inside, and Vapor JS all opposite lock and out of shape out of that corner. Gogglesaw, 7th place at the moment, the man who took pole. I'd like to know how worn these wet tyres are now, because especially on a slightly drier surface, the rain has eased, it can become a little bit quicker in terms of degradation. I would really like to know. Yeah. Back to the fight for the lead. It's closed up, down to 4 tenths between Warman and Pluto, and they have a 5.4 second gap behind to Fruity, so these two could well be fighting for the next 5 laps or so. No DRS in play, of course, in the wet conditions, but doesn't stop. Wait, what? Wait, what? I look away. I mute for a short period of time, and okay. Well, Pluto's ahead, and that's that. The gap was the same, and I blinked to make sure yeah, okay, whatever. You all saw it. Well, this is Pluto's gap to extend, and that was a slightly embarrassing scenario. It happened, and Pluto with a 2-minute point 07. They're getting close. But yeah, look, he's pulled about a second already. And Warman, who was leading this race, may have to just try and consolidate this second place. He's still miles quicker than Fruity at the moment on pace. I think the wets just aren't handling the same visually. Certainly not going at the pace. I say the pace, you know, there's fastest laps being set, but I'm sure they're more worn now, and it's more down to the level of water on track. I mean, that could be a completely different interpretation by the drivers, but I don't know. I'll be interested to know. Fruity's gained a little bit on Warman, so he's got his sights set now. Maybe after seeing that at a P2 finish, although it will be very difficult. Yeah, just more visually seeing more errors. Oh, he's got damage, Warman. Large gaps in the pack now, but still an awful lot to play for. Vapor.js has got ahead of Bennett as the gaps have closed very quickly here. We're into the 1 minutes now for lap time. Bennett down the inside of Vapor.js. He was squeezed to the right hand side there, which denied him a real opportunity there with the title angle. Gogglesaw as well, still in 7th place in this fight. Communist, who is 8th, reverse grid pole at the moment of this home event. Bennett to the inside of Vapor.js in the Prema versus Charouse fight here, and just cuts him off there. Uses the overspeed to great effect. Wide Boy Lewis and CJ Pants, or that's CJ around there with some front wing damage as well. But look at this battle. Vapor.js again opposite lock. Oh, and Gogglesaw's crashed. And on the exit of turn 4, there's been a tangle between these drivers, and around goes Gogglesaw, meeting that barrier. Utah Elephant on the struggling CJ Pants. We can see that now. Oh my days. That is some lag. That is also some save from Utah Elephant, who was equally struggling as well. Lap 12 of 14. Approaching the end of this race. We have 3 laps to go, and well, this has felt long. We had a significant action period within the first 10 laps, but since it's not quite been the same, and understandably CJ with PlusNet internet going on right here. Sorry if anyone does have PlusNet, other internet providers are available, and I'm only using them as an example. There you go. Well, this is the closest action on track, so we'll see a lagging CJ versus Utah. Oh no. There's probably some clips going on for an internet test. Matty's in again. It's the battle for the fastest lap. He's, what, 4th quickest? Yeah, behind Pluto, Warman and Fruity, so it'll be a good opportunity. He has got front wing damage, so it's clear he's been struggling all race. Despite clinching the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships last week, Pluto, he doesn't give in. And his amazing streak is... Cheers, Arthur. I saw the ping. Great commentary 101. Anyway, as I was saying, but yeah, this streak that Pluto has ongoing of, well, let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 races in a row is soon to be becoming 10, but Pluto seems a bit slower than he was in previous laps. And look who's catching him. Warman is back in the fight. Oh, communist, no! Oh no! It was right before the final lap as well. If he doesn't get back in... Oh, CJ Pants is out of the session. I saw him pick up a penalty while I was reading out counting numbers. That's what it's. Reading numbers. Warman has 1 lap in order to break this Pluto winning streak. And despite this race taking the voice out of me, it is still not over. A persistent rain race throughout. It's been a treat to watch. And 7/10 there through turn 3 and into the braking zone of turn 4. And you see he's trying to maximise every apex and shorten the distance he's taking, because that will get him closer to Pluto. That will allow him to try and fight for this race win on the final lap. Although I don't know what the interval is at the moment. I can assure you, those that can't see, yeah, it's close. And Pluto with his better exit out of there, surely has the position sealed. And he just needs to avoid making a mistake into this braking zone for an even better chance of making this 10 in a row. He's gone deep! He has gone deep! And around the outside goes Warman on the final lap, and they do make contact, but Warman stays ahead. He left all of the track possible. Pluto back up the inside, and if the start was dramatic, the end is even more dramatic. Warman up the inside, they make contact with each other's side pods, and into the penultimate corner then. It's a short sprint to the braking zone. Who will get out on top? Warman has the inside, and a much better run through there, and one more corner to go. Warman has done it, and broken the win streak. What a race, and what a final lap. Wow, unbelievable. That was extraordinary. Warman wins from Pluto. No 10 race victories in a row for you, although 9 is still an impressive achievement, and a podium to go with it. Fruity on the podium as well here in F2. Then comes FH. Bennett dropped by an astounding 14.4 seconds. Then came Vapor JS. Then came Gogglesaw and Communist. Communist will have reverse pole. Matty, Rickson, Utah Elephant, still yet to cross the line on this final lap. Matty has, although a lap down. At least he tried. I think Pluto got a front left puncture. That is why he made that error, that uncharacteristic uncharacteristic? Is that a word? That unlikely error for Pluto. That makes more sense in my head, but you know. That is why he had that slow puncture. Wow, that was dramatic. But Warman steals it away. He was just in good enough range. Communist glitched behind Goggle to take reverse grid pole. Good one, game. Although it looked like a miserable surrounding for Sochi, it was not a miserable race. F2, Russia, come again, please. Maybe not in the wet. I'd like to see a dry... Well, that's coming up, I think. But, you know, a mixed feature, a heavy rain feature. Yeah, more, please. I want more. These guys just took the voice out of me. And here's the results as well in full. Or not. Hey, there we go. Here's the result for the feature race that... For God's sake. Someone clip that. Twitch moment. Oh, it's sunny. Well, it's a complete change in scenery from what the Saturday, quote-unquote, race was like. We're now on the Sunday sprint. on a Thursday. Session getting underway in just 10 seconds. So we're already prepared for another race. We will have a formation lap, then 11 laps of much more high-speed racing, considering the lap time difference is going to be super extreme. A reminder then of this reverse grid. Communist, despite a timing glitch, he was 7th, he was glitched down to 8th, and there is his reverse grid pole that I think many people were looking forward to potentially seeing. It was a reality, it was a potential reality for today. It is now, and the Russian is on pole at Russia. Gogulsaw 2nd, although could have been 1st for a second race, but oh dear, Communist. Oh dear. Anyway, then comes Vapor JS, Bennett and FH, then Fruity, Pluto and Warman round off the points paying positions. Then Aranok just outside, then Rowdy, White Boy Lewis, Utah Elephant, Rickson, Matty, CJ and White Boy Jake are all going to be gunning after those positions. And, well, likes of Matty maybe, he struggled in the wet conditions. Maybe he can come through this time. CJ, let's see how his internet is. Who's that? White Boy Jake. Not sure what's going on with him. Rowdy TJ Boy, of course, I believe probably the only non-European here making his debut. So, unfortunately, it was a quiet one in the feature. But now onto the sprint. Much closer pack, much smaller skill gap, and there's always a lap in the sprint race where things can go wrong very quickly. The grid is reformed, and for the second race of the day, it's the sprint race at the Sochi Autodrome. They're revving it up now. And here we go. And it's lights out, and away we go. Communist gets a good getaway, but bogs down in second and third gear. Gogulsaw straight up into the lead of the race. He's got Bennett chasing as well. It's a double slipstream. It could well be 3 wide into turn 1. There's Bennett on the inside. Gogulsaw hangs on to the lead of the race, but Communist straight back around the outside. And what an overtake that is at the second corner. Behind FH, Fruity, trading positions there. Pluto already up to 4th. And although his win streak was broken by a slow puncture at the end of the race. Oh, contact with the wall and further contact. It's created a bit of a domino effect. Was that Pluto? It was. And wing damage to Pluto is, you know, second place doesn't sound bad for a feature race. But it's gone from bad to worse today for the champion. And it's just unfortunate. Matty, CJ Pants, probably the two laggiest. Actually, no, Matty's not really been lagging considering his internet tests have shocked us. Communist still leads the race then. 2/10 ahead of Gogulsaw onto the back straight. It's a completely different surrounding when it's not raining. We can enjoy some high-speed racing, and Communist goes deep. Goggle saw probably the easiest overtake he's ever had to make. And Communist hits the wall as well for good measure. He might have gotten away with it. Oof, mounts that inside curb. And it's gone from first to third in a space of 2 corners. We've got Rickson around on the apex. Wide boy Lewis coming into the pits, making an unscheduled stop for that wing damage. Gogglesaw leads by 1.3 seconds ahead of Bennett and Communist. Fruity now is taking that 3rd place away from Communist. Got 3rd place. Oh, there's Pluto just behind as well. Communist still giving a good fight. Holds the inside line there. Just cut slightly to keep in front of the HWA. Oh! And that was a closing gap. Vapor JS a little wide there, giving the space to Warman to come around his outside. And Pluto still in 5th place. But even with wing damage, he's probably one of the quickest. Still, and I don't know how, in terms of colour, much that wing damage is. No, I don't feel it's always accurately represented by what you can visually see. You know, he's still he's still up there. He could well and truly get some great points still in this race to his already huge championship winning amount. Thought I heard some contact with the wall then, but Fruity mounting the pressure once more on Communist. He tried it into the first corner last time around. Couldn't keep ahead. But the remainder of the sequence, Gogglesaw leads by a couple seconds now. Aaron Ocon with a time penalty. And here comes Fruity with a DRS. It's the first time we've seen it in a race today. And he's got the inside again. This time with the added assistance of DRS to open his rear wing and produce that extra straight line speed through. He goes into the braking zone. He now has that done. Communist there. Pluto as well. Oh, that's Vapor JS extremely wide. Comes back onto the track, avoiding the wall, but he's down to 8th place. Matty ahead of FH, having a better race so far. Up in 10th by lap 3, and a couple of tenths behind Utah Elephant, who had a good start as well. We have someone around. Oh, it's Fruity. He'd just taken P3 from Communist, and he spun round again. And this is very, very unfortunate for Fruity. 3rd place back into the hands of Communist, who has a damaged Pluto behind. And then comes Warman. Actually, Pluto's not going to be behind for much longer, because after running wide, Pluto has the inside line, contending with Communist, who likes to park it on the apex there. Has it done though, Pluto, and through he goes into 3rd. Bennett with the fastest lap this time around, as he's closed the gap from 2 to 1.3 seconds in the space of a lap. Oh my days! What happened there with VRT Warman? Did he? I don't know. It looked odd. Of course it looked odd. Don't be stupid. Communist looking to make a move on Pluto, but he just, in the corner of my eye, he just went off there, and Communist back up into third. What a fight this is with Pluto, who has damage, in all fairness. But Pluto back around the outside in the following corner. But Communist is going to do it all again. Communist again with Pluto. Again not giving in. There's Warman on the inside. And after what happened, that at turn 1, turn 2, he's ahead of Pluto. And significantly important if he can stay ahead. Because he can use his intact front wing to great advantage to break that 3-second penalty gap. I'm not sure if that's appealable. We'll have to get an onboard, of course, but Pluto's still fighting with Warman. They're neck and neck with straight line speed here due to both of their DRS flaps being open. And side by side again, Warman around the outside. It's a good move. Matty Mumu, who's up in 6th now, is on the back of 5th, 4th and 3rd just up the road. So Matty has performed a great comeback thus far. Aaron Ocon, 7th place for him as well. Warman oversteering there. We're about halfway through this race. Bennett just 2 tenths behind Gogglesaw now as that gap has closed over the past couple laps. Here he goes then, Bennett, who's in the slipstream of Gogglesaw. Uses the inside kink, and through he goes into the lead of the race. Virtual safety car deployed just after he'd made that overtake, so that's that's good. Still under yellows, no overtaking permitted, unfortunately for Fruity. Yeah, this is his situation. 3 seconds behind Y-Boy Lewis, who's 40 behind the next car. So, unfortunately, after that double spin, if you like, he has found himself a mile off the pack. But Rowdy's in, so that brings another position on the agenda, maybe, but we'll see. Further back, fighting for the fringes of the points, is FH. VaporJS has a little bit of wing damage, so he tries a sensible option, and that is to cut back when VaporJS is likely to understeer. Oh, okay. He's going to fight this, though, despite the fact probably more of his front wing's just been torn off by that wall. But FH is ahead, not with the DRS on the next car, though, which VaporJS has. This is going to make this pass a breeze. Utah Elephant, 8th place now. Oh, Matty and Pluto side by side. Caught that one late. And Matty is up into 5th place. FH still side by side. Aaron Ocon side by side with Utah Elephants. We had 3 battles going on simultaneously. And yeah, well, they're all butt over. Matty Pluto, Bennett fighting with Gogglesaw for the lead of the race. Bennett on the inside. Gogglesaw has the inside for turn 3, however, as Bennett will look to switch back as the door does like to open up there, but unfortunately he's run wide. VRT Warman side by side with Communist, who is still fighting for dear life for this podium place. He got a podium last week at China during that chaotic race, and there's a yellow flag on track, and I think that's for Y-Boy Lewis in the last sector. Ooh, too late shifting there. Costs Warman the opportunity to go up into 3rd place. This allows Pluto Matty to catch back up. Bennett 2/10 behind Gogglesaw, 1/10 behind Gogglesaw, and surely making a similar overtake to what he did a few laps ago. There he goes, absolutely identical pass, and Bennett has the lead of the race back. Warman has a podium position now, and Pluto, Matty, all in this train still, knocking on the door to try and take it as well. Gogglesaw back ahead of Bennett. He has the inside line into turn 3 and turn 2, sorry. Bennett's going to try and fight it back. He had the outside 1 lap ago. He has the inside this time, and Gogglesaw fights it around the outside, something that Bennett wasn't able to do, but a cutback from Bennett of dreams gives him the lead of the race for perhaps the 3rd, 4th time now in this race. FH and Vapor.js. I'm surprised this is still ongoing, to be honest, considering the extremities of how Vapor.js hit the wall on his right now a few laps ago. Oh, and they've collided, and GSR FH makes contact with Vapor.js, and it all ends quite badly. Gogglesaw is back ahead in the braking zone, and using the power of DRS and Slipstream, Bennett's going to try and come back here. Unfortunately, his overspeed was just a bit too much. He had to lift off there. A DNF for Rowdy TJ Boy, and not a particularly great day for him. Communist, Matty Moo side by side, Bennett, Gogglesaw side by side, and another change for the lead. This time Bennett and Gogglesaw once again swapping positions, and, you know, bang on every week about their battle in Spain. These two just race so cleanly. They care so much about F2. They want to put on a show for all of us, and rightly so. They are doing just that. Absolutely phenomenal to watch with 3 laps to go in this race. Gogglesaw back with the DRS, and he's gone for... I thought he went for it there, but as the camera angle switched, you'll see he hasn't. Just biding his time now. Doesn't need to play it too risky, because the amount of times these two have been trading positions, you know, just pick the moment know when you're going to stay ahead. Oh, here he goes. No, just pulls to the right-hand side. Lets Bennett know he's there still. As this isn't over. 2 more laps to go. Here comes Gogglesaw. He's not hanging around. He's gone for it once again. Bennett back into second place. Gogglesaw back into the lead. And Vapor Jess with a time penalty for speeding. But despite that, honestly, while there's a time penalty, no, Bennett's just casually gone for the overtake once again. And Gogglesaw was not having any of it. Stays ahead. Vapor Jess onto the super soft tyres. We haven't seen those in use other than qualifying. Bennett ahead of Gogglesaw once more. But there is one more lap. There is one more long DRS zone for Gogglesaw to retake that position. But it's whether he wants to do it there or on the back straight. As you know, there's a risk to doing it at turn 2, because then Bennett can just come straight past him on the back straight, you know. He may well have learnt that by now. And on to the final lap. This is going to be the second time in today's 2 races where we have a last lap scrap. And, well, Gogglesaw is not opening the DRS. And this makes things fun because Bennett knows that. He's surprised that Gogglesaw hasn't come steaming around the outside. And, well, Communist 7th now as Utah Elephant gets in front. Matty holds on to 5th behind Pluto. VRT Warman in 3rd place as well. With the 3-second penalty, he's still just ahead of Pluto at the moment. There will be no need to appeal if that is doable. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1, and I believe that is for FH. Here we go then. This is the straight, and this is the moment we have been waiting for on this lap. Gogglesaw gets his foot down, the DRS open straight away, and he needs to tuck into that slipstream of Bennett, who is not going to make it easy for him. Look at the overspeed. Here comes Gogglesaw. He's gone to the inside line of the braking zone and gets it slowed down just about. Bennett does it in a similar way. He's forcing him all the way around the outside, the long way round. Bennett holds on to the inside line, and that is quite extraordinary defending. Bennett runs deep. Gogglesaw trying to get around the outside. Can he do it? I think he has, but Bennett still there into the penultimate corner. Lets it go though. Could have been a very nasty crash if he committed to that. And Gogglesaw, 2 late charges to the race win in these in this Russian Grand Prix. And Gogglesaw, what a last lap battle. Timed it to perfection, that one. And, well, no more words really. Simply amazing race. Amazing 2 races, in fact. And F2, I love it. These guys have taken the voice out of me. You know, I have to look away for a minute just for something. And, you know, there's several things that have gone on. It's absolutely unbelievable as always. And, well, breathe. We'll run through the results and round this up for this evening. And next week, it's the season finale at Abu Dhabi. And I don't know. You know, people don't like Russia, people don't like Abu Dhabi, people don't like China. The last 3 races have all had mixed opinions, but have been great. You know, the game is treating us, the drivers are treating us. That's the power of fixed setups, that's the power of unpredictability. Having a good time. It all combines, and this is a brilliant series, and that's a fact. Thank you to all of our participants today. A special well done to Werman and Gogglesaw, today's race winners. Gogglesaw, after getting that pole position in qualifying, has a win to go along with it. Gogglesaw wins from Bennett and Matty on the podium. What a comeback from Matty. 14th to 3rd. Werman got a second penalty, which I didn't quite pick up on. Pluto 4th then. Werman 5th. Utah Elephant 6th. Communist 7th. Points for him. Rickson gets a point as well. Then Aaron Ocon and FH. 2 Irish guys in the dams. CJ. Then Fruity. Then Vapor JS. And the 3 DNFs. Rowdy TJ Boy. Y Boy Lewis and Jake. The feature race results, I'll just go down very quickly, as I'm not sure if they need to be seen or not, for whatever reason, but I'll just do that just in case. Anyway, stuff to be appealed, stuff to be looked at, and yeah, still in the works, these results. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure again. These guys produce every week. Season finale next week. Hope to see you guys there. And from me on the ARL Streams account, well, not Streams account, but the ARL Twitch, goodbye.